Okay, so I now have the side seam sewn together. This is on the Malibu dress, upcycle t-shirt dress. I did one, again, like before, one on the regular sewing machine, basting it first, and then following it up with that zigzag stitch where it goes zigzag, one stitch, zigzag, one stitch. That's got a lot of stretch. Okay, so we aren't going to have to worry about this one coming apart once it gets in the field. Now, if instead you're actually doing all the assembly using your serger, I want to talk about this. The sleeve, there is nothing coming back over this seam, so this is not secure. Now, we can put a knot, you can use a needle and pull the tail into here. It's a great technique. You can also do what they do in the manufacturing world, tuck that tail in, lay this over, put it on your sewing machine, and do a bar tack. Now let me talk about a bar tack. What is it? On your sewing machine, you, almost all, unless you have vintage that don't zigzag, but there is a zigzag that's a bit of a broken zigzag. It takes 3 stitches to get from left to right, and it goes back and forth in those stitches. So let's see if we can get that to sit up so you can see how that is. Okay, if I change the width on that to be as wide as your machine allows and your length to be as small as possible, I have a sewing machine that lets me pick 0, which is the same effect as dropping your feed dogs. The machine I'm currently using, I don't know where my feed dog drop button is. It might be in the computer menu system somewhere, so something for me to research, but it does let me choose to go down to 0.2, which you can see it still does some traveling, but it's going to be fine for what I'm doing. So I'm going to do that. I'll let you watch how that works. And that is going to secure that tail from my serger. I'm just getting it underneath my machine. Go back and forth a few times. So that's what it's going to look like on the outside of the dress. Ideally, this would be done with red thread, but honestly, if you look at your clothing from the store, you're going to see a good bit of that being done. Then I can come in here and double check. Yep, I can't pull. So I'm going to just trim that tail off right there. Trim those 2 strings off. I now have a secure edge for a serger. Very important.